Welcome to my fellow South Carolinian, Kevin. It's good to see you. All right, President Trump, hey, how are you? He's going to have a press conference this week on violence in the District of Columbia. And politics is all about contrast. So Carville says D.C. should be a state. Trump says they can't even govern themselves. Who do you think wins that debate?
Well, listen, optics, Trey, as you know, are everything in politics, and what people feel is more important than any kind of statistics that are out there. I think Democrats get lost all the time in trafficking in statistics, even though violent crime is down in the District of Columbia, where I am right now. It's down from a record high from just a few years ago. So, I think you see a Mayor Bowser, right, the District of Columbia mayor, willing to work with the president when it comes to tackling crime. She wants more resources for police, for the Department of Justice here in the city to prosecute. Many of these crimes are being committed by young people in the district, whether it be carjackings or violent crime, and we've got to get it under control. So I think there's a happy medium of meeting the president where he's at and tackling this issue head on.
All right, Kevin, the Republican Party went through a period before President Trump where so-called thought leaders were TV, radio, podcast personalities, basically anyone except those actually in office voting on bills. What about Democrats? Who are the thought leaders now? And why run for office if you have more influence on social media?
Well, it's a really good question, and I think that's actually one of the sad parts, and we've talked about this, Trey, is so many people are running for office right now because they want to be stars in society. They want to grow their Instagram following. They want to be stars on Twitter, on X, on these social media platforms, and not want to actually do the real work. I think the actual leaders in my party are two women right now running for governor of New Jersey and Virginia come November. Obviously we're talking about 2026. Everyone's focused on the midterms, but we've got two critical elections coming up. Abigail Spanberger, right, former CIA analyst, former member of Congress in Virginia, in that state in the Commonwealth, and then Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey, former Navy helicopter pilot, Annapolis graduate. These are two moderate center-left women that have flipped congressional districts that are going to win in November. I think that is the tact and the future of the party that I want to see coming out of November and going forward. Not these podcasters, not these pontificators out on the sidelines that have never put their names on a ballot. I want to see those women lead the party going forward.
All right, both the women you just mentioned won congressional districts. So let me ask you about Congress. What is the fairest way to draw political lines? I mean, at this rate, every House district is going to be a primary battle with really no need for a general election, which is going to lead to more polarization. If red and blue states redistrict out Republicans in blue states and Democrats in red states, then everything's about the primary, and the general election, it just doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, Trey, you're absolutely right. I mean, since you even have served in Congress, you've seen the number of competitive districts, fall by the wayside. Back in the 90s, we competed back and forth over 100-plus districts. Now it's down to 30 or 40 districts between red and blue states. And those red states are getting redder and the blue states are getting bluer. Mike Lawler just came out recently. He's an incumbent Republican, endangered Republican in a state like New York, running for his life that is in support of nonpartisan, drawing of our lines. I want to support that and join with Mike Lawler and other Republicans out there that want to do this. Democrats tried to pass a bill that would ban partisan gerrymandering. We had 100% of Democrats behind it. We tacked on a lot of other messaging to that bill, which made it, not suitable for Republicans to join on because we wanted to pontificate with that legislation instead of actually getting something done. I want a standalone bill like that passed through Congress with Republicans and Democrats that up the number of those districts that are competitive so that we don't have that issue with red states getting redder and blue states getting bluer.
Kevin, people ask me all the time, what can we do about the polarization in our country? And I always mention redistricting. That's probably where it starts. From the great state of South Carolina, although on a temporary visa to the District of Columbia, Kevin Walling, thank you for joining us on a Sunday night.
I'm itching to get back.
Can't wait to have you. Take care. Yes, sir.